In this video, we'll be taking a look at how to fill out both the asset completion tab and an inspection record for a booster station. So you're going to find your well work order under daily checklist work orders. Hit the text. It should pull up all your list of work orders. There should only be one of them, so click it. So this is the traditional work order that everyone's familiar with. Once again, just like the sample station asset completion, we're actually not interested in any of this quite yet. We're going to go ahead and hit assets up in the top left here. This is blue text. Just touch it. Once it finally comes up, that one took a little bit. We're going to go ahead and scroll down to sequence 11, which is Route 643 Booster Pump Station. Of course, they're all on here. There's Hospital, Woodlea, WPZ. We want 643 this time around. So whenever this opens up, this is exactly the same page as the asset completion tab that we used in the sample station video. But here we also have a completion date and completion time, just like the last one. But again, we're not interested in that quite yet. We'll come back to it. We're actually interested in the toolbox up here. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Pulls up a little menu on the side. We want to create an inspection record for an asset. Like I said, exactly like we did last time. So it should say tool ran successfully. Now, this page is a little more complex than the last one. If you remember in the last video, we actually only had a chlorine residual, collective Bec-T, collective fluoride. That was the meat and potatoes of it. In this one, there's a lot more. So the inspection date and time actually autofill. If you look over here, it is the 13th of November, 10:02 a.m. And under here, you're going to go ahead and complete this tab as you're walking through the station itself. That's the easiest way to do it. So you're going to follow the various prompts to add chlorine reading, PSI suction, discharge, end H2O total, and begin H2O total. We can discuss how that works out with management in the future. And then there are some tabs within this page that say apply only to hospital tank booster station and WPZ booster station. For these, whenever you come around to them, it only shows up in the actual recording of it at the very end. So if you put it in, it will show up on 643. Obviously, 643 does not have a voltage amps meter out there that we typically read. So just don't put in anything for 643. But at hospital and WPZ, of course, you'd put it in. So for this one in particular, you have another section that has both the H2O totalizer, the generator fuel, and check the gen oil if you checked it, which you should, the generator hours, and the power demand. So under here, you're going to complete this for all stations no matter where you're at. So it's really dependent on what station you're at and what types of pumps are there. So we have pump 1, VFD number 1, 2, 3, etc., and then 4, specifically 4, 6, 43, and then CIL 1 and 2s. So while you're doing this, you're going to select each and every single one of the pumps that show up at 643, which will be an all selection on this one. WPZ booster station only applies to that, so don't write it in. Same with hospital tank here. So you're going to go ahead and put your name at the very end after you've filled out everything. And once you have everything filled out, just go ahead and go through and grab something like this. I'm just putting in random numbers. Then you're going to hit save up at the top, just like the usuals. And it is really important too, just to remember, whenever you're going through and selecting all of these pumps, it's really important that you get all of them. So please double check that. It comes up later on, and when you're actually printing out the results for everything, it actually takes this information to consider whenever it shows you what is at each booster station, like ETMs, and your overall GPM will be calculated using these. So make sure that you're very accurate in how you select them. So we're going to hit back. Remember, hit down here, not up here. This will take you back to the main page. So you return back to the asset completion tab, and from here you fill out your completion time and date. Remember, the date gets autofilled, but we'll go ahead and autofill the time as well. And you're going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, so that wasn't any different than the asset completion for sample station, but here's where admittedly it gets a bit tricky. So the easiest way to enter your ETMs is to first return to the Lucity home screen using the cross up in the top left section. So here's where you're actually going to want to use this. So you're going to go back to the main screen from here, scroll up to the top just to make it easier. So we're going to go ahead and locate our booster station tab under the remote assets tab. So we're going to keep looking for the green one that says remote assets, hit booster stations. So you're going to look for the specific station you're at. Again, we're using 643 just for, Pete's sake. This is the same thing as any other asset description screen. We've already seen this before. And again, we're interested in the blue words scrolling along the top of the screen. So we're not going to be looking for assets this time around. We're going to be looking for a tab that says booster station readings. So you have to move it over to the right, all the way up in the corner. I'm trying to get you so you can see it. Booster station readings. We're going to go ahead and select that. So this pulls up, this opens up the new readings form, and we'll begin filling out our ETMs. First, we have to hit the plus up right here, plus green document. Once we get into here, this is where all of the ETMs actually go. So you're going to go ahead. The date and the time are already auto-filled. You're going to go to purpose, daily distribution reporting. So again, remember what I said about how you select the buttons is extremely important. This is where it comes into play. There are 3 pumps at 643, but they're not specifically recognized as pump 1, 2, and 3 on all of our well sheets. They're VFD 1, 2, 3, 4, CIL 1 and 2. So we're going to leave these 3 blank. And again, it is very important that you keep it consistent between the two. And then you have VFD 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we can just put in what you would normally find out there. Something along the lines of just 3 random numbers. And this one is mostly for reporting references, so you don't really have to worry too much about what these look like. So go ahead and fill in your CIL operations. I'm not going to do that just to save time, but you just put in the normal time that you always do. Then water operator, choose who you are. Scroll back up the top, make sure you have everything. Again, you're looking for reading date, reading time, purpose, the ETMs for that specific station, CIL operations you would have in this, and then your name, hit save. Alrighty, now you go back 1 page. That was a mistake. So you should go ahead and see your reading at the very top, and you can tell by the reading date and the reading time, which is right now. Notice you didn't have to calculate your GPM at any point in this process. The Lucity program will handle that at the very end in the reporting stage. And that's it. You've now completed your booster station asset description and your inspection record.